aspect and try to water down important, significant decisions we leaders take for the good of this country.
Not forgetting parenting.
Now you're raising kids or children who are in a totally different time. You get it. Those days your mother would just give you an eye and you know this is a problem.
Hey, there are visitors.
And it's just there are visitors
and
around.
Mom gives you this eye, you know?
Yes.
Catch more of this every Monday to Friday at 9 p.m.
A very good evening to you, esteemed viewer. We are grateful that you have decided to tune in Church of Uganda Family TV. Here we are with a family hour. Today is a Monday, fresh start, and we are grateful to God for the day it is. We have something very, very interesting. I know this is an outcry out there. People have no answers. Today I was talking to someone and they told me the teachers don't have the answer, the parents don't have the answer. Now who has the answer? We thank God that we have a platform here, probably where we can brainstorm and share ideas, and then as a parent you can pick out a lesson or two to help you out in the situation. In the month of April, as Church of Uganda Family TV, we launched a program called Safe Screens, Safe Kids program. This is a campaign that is aimed at creating a very safe screen for that child. And we are grateful to the administration of Church of Uganda Family TV for embracing this. And of course, in embracing this, it all starts with the content that we give you as our viewer, and we have full confidence in the content we give you, that it is content that you can watch with your entire family without compromise. Now, putting the content on TV aside, we have very many other gadgets, and you realize that an estimate of about 10 million people worldwide suffer from internet addiction. Of course, everyone uses the internet, but someone said, that is a very, a small number. This is a very big number if we take it into the terms of addiction. Now, it is absurd that a majority of these are even young people, including our children. Your child might be one of the addicts, the internet addicts that we are talking about. But you also realize that 58.8% of the world's population, all these people on social media with all its problems. I was somewhere and a parent raised a concern where we thought it was a parent who got her daughter and a son and maybe started recording them to post that video so that the parent might get views. They were on the mother's social media handle. They were dancing to a very weird song that you wouldn't really love your child to listen to or to dance to. And the parent was happily recording the children. Now, you realize which kind of world we are in right now. Probably the parent might not know the danger she is causing to these two kids. But, yeah, in this program, we shall get into the details of that. We are looking at, or we are exploring the benefits and risks of gadgets to children. Specifically, we want to look at children. Sometimes we tend to close our eyes to the benefits and we only criticize the gadgets, but they also have the good side of them. However, everything I think was good initially until when we misused it. So when we misuse these gadgets, or when our children misuse the gadgets, what happens? That is what we are going to look at. With us, two ladies. Is it because I brought in a lady as an example? No, it wasn't intentional. But we have two ladies who have been on this very platform before. Probably they are not so new to you who has been following Family Hour, but in case you joined in for the first time, we have Mrs. Agaba Monica. She's a teacher at Mengo Senior School, but also she's a mentor at Young and Flourishing Foundation. Mrs. Monica, you're most welcome.
Thank you.
We are delighted to have you. It's of late that I realize it's been a while, almost a year. when you last appeared on this platform. But we are grateful that you're here again.
Thank you.
How have you been?
Good.
Okay.
As you see.
Oh, we thank God. And we appreciate Reverend Agaba for the work he has done in. Well, we have on the extreme end, we have someone who has been here of late. She's not so old on the panel. She's been a week away. And none other than Ellon Kiwumulo. She's a psychologist counselor from Family Comfort Foundation. You know that word, family comfort. Even when you're pronouncing it, family comfort. How have you been, Ellon?
Very good. How about you?
We are fine. How is family comfort?
Family comfort is good.
Okay.
Yes. We are motivated by results.
Okay.
Yes.
That's interesting. That's very good. Now, the ladies we have here both have a school leaning. So when we talk about children, probably they spend much time with the children and they know what we are talking about. Now, we have a problem. We have the new curriculum where children are hoodwinking their parents in the name of research. You want to make research, you have to research on this, you have to research on this. And you realize that some parents have innocently fallen into the traps of the children research because of the new curriculum. I mean, that word occurs often. Even in public vehicles, you hear parents, I never call research, but sometimes they don't even know which kind of research. I mean, but we pray that after this, by the end of this discussion, at least parents speak out something. I'll start with Ellon. What are some of the benefits of using these gadgets to children?
And now, currently, we have a lot of research, as we've said, with the new curriculum. We are asking children to go and do research on phones, do research actually on internet, but the best we can have around our gadgets are the phones that are in our houses. I'm a fine art teacher. Okay. There is something that we learned that is self-discovery. When you learn something by yourself, you own it. So the research that children have done by themselves, actually, that's the advantage of the new curriculum. Okay. That the research that children have learned or have looked for themselves helps them own what they have learned. You see? Now, it's different. Then it used to be that it's us who come, giving the children, giving everything,
go to the library, check out
now
this book.
It is joint effort. The effort that we have as teachers is really minimal, yes, to our advantage. That is one thing. And then this time, there is a way these children's esteem is also helped in a way. I'll give an example of TikTok. You see, TikTok is a very big danger, but even then, there is a way it's unveiling everyone's potential. You'll watch TikTok right from a child who is at a level of an orphan, they have content. Street children have content. Everyone has content. So as society, there is a way it helps us learn to believe in ourselves. That if this ghetto kid could do this, I can also have this. I can also do this. There is that kind of exposure that is helping us know that yes, I also can. If this can, it's unveiling creativity. There is also creativity is coming in. You realize that now it's no longer about. It's about, of course, being an art teacher. I'm trained to appreciate. You see, I cut across as an art teacher. I'm trained to appreciate, and as a psychologist, I'm trained to be critical, to analyze behavior. Now, you realize that we appreciate what children come on board, that level of creativity. You look at this guy, Benson, that guy on TikTok who used to imitate full figure. Yeah. You see? You realize that there is a way he's actually, that one and this other guy who imitates Namboze. There is a way. You imagine Honorable Namboze is a honorable, yes? Imagine this man, looking for the what? For the headgear, posing in terms of Madam Teacher, and he's bringing in. So there is that kind of creativity that is coming in. People are no longer seated. There are challenges they make out of everything, you see. Look at, there is a way the creativity level is going high when it comes to the social media. Then, it's also a stress reliever. It's also a stress reliever. You'll find that there is something I don't like. Of course, we shall discuss it later. But there is a stress relief. Stress. We're releasing stress as society, as community. We so happen to live in a very confused society now, with information from wherever. Now, this time, as you're watching your TikTok, or as you're watching, yes, there are things that are funny that come on, and yes, it's dangerous on the other side that we have many dangers registered, but this fun bit of it also helps us relax off, call off the stress, so there are those advantages. But in this era, we are looking at our students. Much as there are those good points about it, there are also dangers in it. But I think the dangers seem to be more, but these advantages, if we really looked at them at the points of advantages, the self-esteem, yes, they have role models, everyone is becoming a significant other, you realize that if it's ghetto kids, even street kids are involved now, they also have content. They feel, yes, we also can matter because of the ghetto kids. You realize that there is a way. As we say, it is a global village. There is a way we are learning from each department. There is a way we are learning from all nations. There is a way we are learning from all over, and information is just close to us. So there is that advantage with social media that we have to appreciate. Okay,
that is interesting, and we shall later see. We are, like I said, we really have a lot to discuss. Monica, talking about the advantages of, let's look at this child who, of recent I was watching a TikTok video that was shared on some platform where students in a uniform were singing a song saying, I'm trying to remember the lines.
Were they girls?
No, they were boys saying, "Simanya tetugenda kola research abasomesa batukube simanya nti eno ye new curriculum abana ba COVID." I mean something like that in uniform, and we would appreciate that is a talent that is being manifested. But also there are these others who we also saw towards the end of the term. They were dancing in the dormitories and recording each other, and I mean doing a lot of things. Now, now that we have phones almost legalized in schools, I'm careful with the word almost, because some schools have really opened up to phones, and others are still hesitant. They say, okay, we shall regulate their usage. You bring them here, you use them for this time. But in some other places, a student can have their phone. Well, when we talk about that, how do these gadgets enhance the learning?
Thank you very much. Definitely, gadgets are now the main source of enhancing learning. Okay. However, I am surprised about such a video. I hope
I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it after this show.
I hope the school administration was able to follow up on that, because the introduction and the usage of gadgets was prepared for positive benefits, but allowing the misuse of them in schools ends up becoming more catastrophic. It is catastrophic. So it enhances learning, definitely, because the new curriculum is leaning on helping this learner be able to access the global world, be able to fit in the 21st century, So definitely with education, there is a lot now. There are very many competences we want to develop in this learner. Like she has said, critical thinking, problem solving, communication skills, and many others. Environmental sustainability, how do we sustain the environment? Then also, we need the learners to be 100% involved in what they are doing. They should own what they are doing. So because of that, nearly every topic in every subject requests this learner, encourages this learner to do research. And they are specifically saying, go and do research using gadgets, but they do not specifically say, be free with the gadgets. So it enhances learning if it is involved positively, trying very hard to avoid the negative usage of these gadgets. For example, if schools get these gadgets and make a follow-up, if parents make a follow-up, then definitely the gadgets are used well. We know this is time to learn. Class ABC should be in the library. They can use the school gadgets, or they can use their individual gadgets being kept in school, and then they can be able to do their own research, be able to answer different questions, be able to watch videos, online videos that are helpful in the subject or in the topic that they are looking at. And at the end of it all, we develop this critical thinker, we develop this problem solver, we develop a child that is going to fit in the job market, in the digital era. We develop this child who is very independent minded and who can look and face the future with that independent mind.
You say that they tell them to use the gadgets, but not anyhow. Can a child really differentiate between the freedom of holding their phone while at school and concentrating on only what the task requires?
Maybe if we can go slightly back, we need to categorize these children. We have those ones from 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 16 to 20, and likewise. Now, you should realize that globally, these children's brains and minds are developing quickly, more quicker. They are developing quickly than us. So that is, if a child is 13 years, her mind is already developed. However, you will not independently give this child the gadget and think that she can be able to use it. That is why, if the gadgets are not followed up, then it becomes disastrous. As parents and even the school, we need to look at ourselves as the mirror. Everybody, especially the ladies, every morning when you wake up, even after you have cleaned yourself very well, you still go into the mirror. And even if you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you still take a lot of effort to see where it is not going right. So we are the mirror. As the school, this is the mirror to these children. How you want these children to reflect themselves, that is the way it goes. So as a school, as schools, for example, we encourage proper follow-up. For example, if they get a room where they can keep these gadgets, there are cameras in that room, there is monitoring in that room, there are specific people to monitor the use of the gadgets. Sometimes the gadgets are connected centrally. So a child cannot easily, they don't have the freedom to just pick and start watching pornography because they know that they are being monitored. Remember, we are the mirror. So the mirror means that you're monitoring this child and you want to empower them to be exactly who you want them to be. Likewise at home, if you're giving this child the gadget, where are you? You, the mirror, where are you?
Doing
you're
other
also
errands.
On your other gadget. You're not doing anything actually, but you're on your gadget. You're on your computer, you're on your laptop, but you're forgetting that you are the mirror. So definitely this child will make sure that you monitor the child. What content are you allowing your child to watch, for example? if it is a school research, you as a parent, what input are you putting in? Are you there for this child to know that yes, it is research? You know, these children are tricky. You can be doing research very quickly. When you come and when you go away, they do something else. But the moment they know you're around them, then they are limited to doing things they are not supposed to do, thus making the gadgets very useful to them.
The parent will say, but I have a lot of things to do. Even when they are doing their work, I'm also busy doing some other things. Do you ever realize that we have parents who do not have control over their phones? Even the WhatsApp in the phone is being controlled by the child. The child puts there even the passwords and what and everything, and the parent has no control until when the child comes. Before we go for the break, Ellon, are there any age-appropriate gadgets that can foster creativity and the imaginations in children?
Apart from that, there is something we have to raise according to what you've talked about. These children are far smarter than us in terms of exploring the gadgets. You realize that the older we grow, we are not as smart as they are. I was talking to a person yesterday who amused me. She told me, I put the password once, and surprisingly, this child knows my password. And to my surprise, this is a very common thing. Children in the house know mommy's password and daddy's password, but mommy and daddy don't know each other's password. So these children, when it comes to gadgets, they are faster. They are faster. Yes, we are talking of the creativity. Gadgets can help us with that creativity on condition that they are regulated. If we regulate accordingly, the challenge here is we have the social media excitement. Even the parents don't know how to handle these issues. The parents don't know how to handle, and the children are taking advantage of that. You realize that it's very common when these are the semi-literate parents, those ones with a lower class. If this child comes and manipulates, children all the years have been manipulative. Even when we were children, I think in a way, we manipulated our parents. So the element of manipulation moves hand in hand with children.
Are we reaping what we sow?
No. That's how children are. But even then, much as we were manipulative, our parents were also smarter. There is the way they would mark us. Of course, then, even society, we were communal children. Now here, it's no longer that. It's your child. And yes, it's the rights all over. Yes, they're entitled. Now, you realize that these semi-literate parents, there is a way they exaggerate these things, they told us about, there is a way they are making it an issue, but surprisingly, out of ignorance, because they don't even know what exactly is in there. It's only a few who can stand in to regulate. But even then, those who can come in to regulate, to foster that other bit of creativity, are also too busy. We are dealing with a society. We are dealing with societies whereby, as if we are handing over everything to children, to the social media. We are in handover ceremony to the social media. When it comes to teaching, yes, in a way we are handing over.
Let's take a short commercial break. When we return, you're going to tell us how parents are handing over their children to social media. Please stick with us. Welcome back from the break. Someone tickled me to play this video for all of us, and you're going to. Well, it is a long one, and yeah, basically that is one of the things we are talking about when it comes to creativity with these gadgets. I'm only afraid of the message in that song. I would appreciate the creativity they're using, the surrounding things like plates and what to create the beat, but the message. I mean, we have come to believe that children, you cannot just think that they're joking anytime they speak. So people gather more than 5 saying, Somero tulioche, nedda, somero tulireke. You never know what is in their mind, what is cooking in their mind. But also, this can be a message spread through social media, and before you know, it has caused a lot of issues. Well, back to the to where we stopped. Ellon, you were telling us that parents have handed their children over to social media. Let us go through that, and then we shall get into the risks now that and the challenges with these gadgets.
Okay. Now, the fact that most of us are claiming that we don't have parents, we don't have time for parenting, we are busy parents. I keep encouraging parents to do crisis parenting. It's no longer about the much time, but the quality time. Now, because we've not rendered that time, or we've not given in that time, or we've not sacrificed, now we give children these gadgets. And the gadgets have done a good job. There are those families that are on social media and they're all over. I'll give an example. The Kim Kardashians. Do you know that most parents, the parents are following the Kim Kardashians, and the Kim Kardashians are also, the children are also following that. Meaning, in a way, this child may even undermine the nature of family she's getting, she has at home, because assuming your parent is works in a window, works in a taxi. Now look at the nature of role models, or the nature of peers we are looking at. Now, because of our limited time, we are handing over to the society, we are handing over to the gadgets, and the gadgets have really done a great job, and that's why, yes, each time we are each time most of us are complaining, and each time we realize we're in a struggle because we've handed over. When it comes to the teaching, yes, we've done this bit of the new curriculum, giving children, telling them to research, of course, according to the new curriculum, yes. But they're teaching themselves overdose. We keep saying, as psychologists, in most cases, we give, for example, we give children sex education according to ages, and we don't give them whole, according to ages. There is a specific package that they need, and once they research, because you realize that most of us, what is really disturbing us as parents is the sexual awareness bit that children are inquiring from the social media. For example, we keep saying that children are not sexually awake till after 13 years. We look at them as children who are in the latency stage, and they are not aware of anything sexual. So they'll talk anything innocently without that knowledge from the age 1 to 13. But you realize now with smartphones, with messages that are not regulated, you realize that children are getting more information, and because they are aware that parents are not interested in that, they'll hide, but still they will be very fast and very smart in terms of looking for that information. And when they give that information to themselves, they will give themselves overdose. that is a very, that which is not really appropriate. So, yes, parents have handed over to social media. And social media is faster, so it is quite a big challenge. Teachers have also done the same. Society has also done the same. So yes, that is where we are in that kind of confusion. It's not very safe for us as parents, teachers, and community.
Which is actually very scary now. What are some of the, Monica, what are some of the potential risks associated with especially excessive use of these gadgets?
Yeah, thank you so much, Edrin. Number one, we are looking so much at the unsocial behavior. Leave alone the effects of mental health, mental problems. First look at the unsocial behavior. I know of parents who from the age 0, the moment the child is born and is able to see, when the child cries, they pick a phone. They play like some video on the phone, a cartoon, and the child will be these children are born when they are already critical enough, so they are able to see. Now, the child picks this interest from age 0 to 5. A child is eating, they are putting the child in their seat, then in front there is a phone. Here, they are watching a video as they are eating. Now, the ultra rays already, they are affecting this child, and thus causing cancer-related issues and other mental damages. So rightly from the day 1, you're already damaging your baby. Then when it comes to children that are in the latency stage, like she mentioned, already you're exposing them to things they are not supposed to see. The content is beyond their level. You open a cartoon, but you don't know which other cartoon pops in after you opened the other one you thought was not risky. Then when it comes to ages 13 and above, these are people who are trying to become innovative. They are trying to, they are very investigative. They know how to investigate, they know how to critically look for what they want, and thus they end up, and they remember they want to associate. So the friends, they know the level of friends they have, and they also want to be like them. However, the unsocial behavior, this child who is so glued on the screen grows up glued on the screen or the phone. And that means they will no longer know the value of everybody else around them. They are confiscated to themselves and this gadget. That is why you realize that the communal approach to life died long time ago. And now what we are in is individualistic beings, very selfish. They think only of themselves. They want everything for themselves. That is why a child can easily tell you, if you don't give me this, I'll kill myself. And you find a paper, please don't, please, but they would slap you. And so definitely, the unsocial behavior, the communal approach is dead. People are now very individualistic. And when it comes to the gadgets again, you find that now the child is now linked to the research part of it. So whatever you're in class, learning, you know, we have problem-solving skills in a communal way. That is why even the sitting arrangement is communal. They sit in a circle. Why? Because you're not supposed to solve problems alone. You solve with other people. So now, because she's thinking of a phone, time for research, they will no longer now discuss in their groups. Because they know even if you give them an activity, they will go home and do it on their own. And that is very problematic. At the end of the day, the competences we are looking for end up becoming also negative towards these children. Look at the way they look at people like Bill Gates. They know that they don't have big education background, but they have prospered using the gadgets. Now the child is very expectant. He looks at himself in that way to be the Bill Gates of tomorrow. And now there is a big gap between who they really are, who they are planning to be, and who they want to be.
They are living by faith.
They are living not by faith, but by empty dreams.
Okay.
They are not practical anymore.
Okay.
Also, look at the content they usually watch. And at the end of the day, they want to dress like so-and-so.
Yeah.
They want to talk like so-and-so. They want to walk like so-and-so. And as parents, when I see my daughter naked, because she watches nudity, she sees people dressed like that, and she thinks they are smart, I also silently think, my daughter, this is the way to go. And I let her continue like that. In the end, why does now these gadgets, she will start also posting because she saw so-and-so posting that way. And we have the family dignity to protect. However, cyberbullying now comes in when she keeps posting these nudes and every content she finds, even when she thinks it is a joke, people can use it against the family. For example, they can bully them. And bullying them means they bully the family and the values of the family are gone. Now, as parents, practically, let us look at the values we need to develop. Let's sit down, go back and develop values. As a school, do we have values? Is integrity there, for example? The fear of God, is it there? When God says that do not be conformed to the patterns of this world, but rather, now, how do you not be conformed to the patterns of this world? Those are patterns of the world. Sometimes what we see on media is not practically what is inside the houses of these people. She will be crying over a certain issue, but smile, laugh, and post. After posting, she puts the phone down, she goes back to crying. You watch the other bit, you don't watch this other bit. You live by what you see, but you do not live by practically what is going to help you. So all that, there is a way. We need to go back on the drawing board. As
we are actually going to get there, but one thing I'm realizing, there's something you said that someone posts something when they're putting on this very big smile and whichever, and then when they put the phone down, they cry. But there is also someone else who is copying what you're posting, and so you realize that the chain now becomes continuous and continuous. So it comes from Adrian to Monica to Ellon to Jonan to Mumuza. I mean, so you realize that before we know, all people are victims.
And in the end, we have mental health issues. You see it on the rise, just because of all these things. You're not able to fit in into mental health.
Ellon, are there any other challenges you want to add on before we get to now what parents can do?
Okay. Now, adding on her issue, someone posts something different, and indeed they are living another life.
Yeah.
Partly because society has not embraced us during the sorrowful times.
They don't even know you have a sorrowful side.
No, I'll relate this one a little to the marriage, to the family, to the marriage systems or marriage. In Africa, it is wrong.
Yes.
You know, someone is really hurting, and it's the order of the day to keep up appearances. You see? Now, these gadgets, the way she's saying that.
But the posting is not African.
Yes, the posting is not African, yes, but it is a point of keeping up appearances, as if you're well, and yet in other words, because the African society, the social standard is, if you're you see, and yet in actual sense, that's where you are. So you would rather bring out this other beautiful thing, and yet you're hurting. And yet, when it comes to the mental health, there are things we push for. For example, admitting you're not well is your strength, not a weakness. Now, the society, as if it's like admitting our wrongs, admitting our sorrow states, society is against that. That puts mental health issues higher, risks higher. Then, when it also comes to the way we are, we no longer live our lives. We don't live a life accordingly. We don't live, we would look at the childhood levels, the puberty stages, the adolescence, we are now skipping. Why are we skipping? Because someone I would probably want to look like is in a certain line. So you jump on there, skipping this, which will still affect you at a certain time. We've seen there is a certain lady I used to watch. She's an old woman. But not just she's an old woman, she's coming in to pose around and dancing vulgar. Now, because she needs content, those are things that probably would be in the teens, in the teenagers. But now it's a challenge. So there is a way the gadgets are driving us to another issue. They are taking away the me, the way I'm supposed to live in life as me, but we are copying. There is that.
I want to live like so-and-so.
Like so-and-so. Then there is a way it's affecting our esteem. How? We feel it's not me. When it comes to those children, you look like, hey, I saw Hannah Montana. Hannah Montana, and you'll see Hannah Montana is all over, and they walk like Hannah Montana. They look, mommy, model statue. They walk like Hannah Montana. They'll speak like Hannah Montana. Those. There is a way those cartoons really speak so well. And children are no longer living the way they are supposed to live. But
what can parents do to protect their children from the increasing risks of gadgets? She talked about cyberbullying. We have online predators. We have inappropriate content, which is, I think, one of the biggest threats now in this era. What can parents do?
Now, before we go to the parents, we
want to go to the parents because we are running out of time.
Yes, we are looking at two people now. The UCC, hand in hand with the parents, because even the UCC governance are parents.
Yeah.
So we are holding it together. We are shouting out, yes, but the UCC is also important to give regulations accordingly. The levels of regulations should be there. Then
I believe the regulations are there, in place.
It should be at another level now, because the social media is driving us fast. That is it. Then each parent now, we are saying that it's smart parenting with smart gadgets. Now parents have to go smarter. How? It's no longer about giving the child the gadget, but also sitting there to see what is this child watching. It is also important to regulate, to learn. We are now going to learn to regulate, because parents have been very adamant in terms of regulating the gadgets. We now have to sit and regulate the gadgets. We have to put passwords, because there are passwords at every level. Those ones are there. It's only because most of the parents are ignorant. Most of us are ignorant. These children are far smarter than us. So let's regulate. Let's regulate. Then also let's monitor the time at which they are on. At which they are. Now for me, I'll allow my child, if she's at school and they give her the gadgets to research, yes. But there are things I've regulated in my house. My child never touches my phone. And that is it. I told them I'm a tough lover. You see those things? I'm a tough lover. But why don't I allow them to touch my phone? Recently, what is happening? Anyone can throw something. It can be porno. It can be, not because I really love it, but when you look at Mokisa, there is that Mokisa, the one who does boy-child parenting. In his book, he said that most people were giving in testimonies of how they joined the gay groups, those pornography addictions. They saw that on mommy's phone. Mommy told me to go and charge their phone, and they saw that. Daddy told me. So I've trained these children. Don't touch my phone. Why? Because you respect me. Because I need my respect. I need my privacy. Not whatever comes in is for you. Then I'll get this other phone that can have the research and the like, then that is also put under different regulations.
Don't they become so curious as asking, what is mommy hiding from us?
But
increasingly as they grow up.
No, there are things there are languages we have to have as parents. There are languages we have to have. You know, children are very selfish, I told you, and very manipulative. I'll give this example. Much as they want to be inquisitive, I'll tell them, I won't give you this phone because of this. But mommy, then you tell them, but now, for you, when you grow up and raise your child, you'll give them a phone at when they are young, your age. Mommy, for me, I can't. I won't give them. Meaning they are very certain. When you hand over the product to them, that's okay. For me, this one, you're my child. I don't want you to do this because it's not of your age. But mommy, when you grow up, you'll give it to your child. You say, for me, I also want. You see, it is so strange.
Okay. Monica, I cut you short when you were calling upon parents to get to the drawing board, and we have a very big problem that is now screen time. A parent can sit there and regulate, or some parent can think, I'm guarding my children from loitering around maybe during holiday or on a weekend when they're not in school. But now the screen time is another problem. They sit on TV from morning to night. You leave them on TV, you find them on TV. Or you leave them on their phone, you find them on their phone. What can parents do? Which drawing board should they come back to and help the children?
First of all, it is always my cry that parents should realize that however busy they are suffering, they are sacrificing, and whatever they are working for is for the benefit of these children. We are literally working for them. How do we work for a living corpse already? So we need to make sure that we keep a live child. Can we try to be in their lives? And being in their lives, it means that even us as parents, there are a lot of things that we need to sacrifice. For example, we also, by the way, are addicted to these gadgets. Can we first realize that even us, we are very addicted? And so regulate ourselves, then be able to regulate these children. Two, we need to understand that these children are more brighter, they are wiser than us, like she said. So that means you put a parental control, she already knows how to remove it. However much we discriminate these children, we don't want them to touch gadgets. They will still know them better than us. Your phone will have a problem. She will know how to rectify it when you have never given her the phone, when you don't allow her to visit friends. But she will know. So that means this has come to stay. We are not going to avoid it. Parents, we are not avoiding it. I told my daughter, I'll give you a phone when you complete senior 4. We struggled over that. She later understood. Now, she no longer asks for a phone. What we put them in, what we put is what we get. So let us as parents realize that it is our responsibility to regulate this. And how do we do it? Can we call upon all parents to make sure that they should understand that you're not going to imprison this child forever? The gadgets have come to stay. They are going to use them whether you want it or not. So it is up to you to sit them down and teach them the values that you want. Teach them what you want as a parent and what is good. Show them the different dangers. When you're seated, watch a video together about the dangers. In some of these videos, they are very curious to look for. And thus, even when you're not there, even if they try to bring out this content, it will ring in their mind because you watched a video together, because you sat together. You're not their friend, by the way, you're just a parent. So you're just a parent who is trying to be there in your child's life. But remember, like I said before, you're the mirror, meaning that what you want this child to reflect is what she will reflect. How you handle yourself is how she will do it. So if she knows that mom and dad, this is not allowed, this is not allowed, even if they try to stray, they will still come back. It is like when you teach your children Christian values at the beginning. teach a child the way they should go. Even when they grow up, they will not depart from that way. Meaning that even if they are using these gadgets where you are and where you're not, you restrict them in your home. The moment they stray out, they have their friends' phones. In your phone, you've put a password, but in the friend's phone, it is not there. So teach this child how they should handle the dangers. Watch together practically. They should know the danger, so that even when they have access to those phones, they know how to regulate themselves. Not us strictly regulating them, because we are parents. We need to talk to them so that they themselves know how to regulate themselves. Otherwise, they are wiser. You put control, they remove it where you are not.
That is closure enough, Monica. Thank you so much. Ellen, in less than 30 seconds, how do you conclude?
How do I conclude? Yes, we have a common saying, abana bennaku zino. I encourage parents. I want this word, webereremu. When you're parenting, it's not abana bennaku zino, you know, oba abana naku zino tazala, you know. But it is your child. When this child is messed up with the social media, with the gadgets, yes, you won't tell everyone. Now, it is important. Let us be aggressive, like she said. Let us be aggressive. Let us try to make sure that we are in the right position, because gadgets are here to stay.
Thank you so much, and to your viewer, thank you so much. As you were sharing, you reminded me something we were discussing about Mahatma Gandhi in less than a minute, where a parent took a child to Mahatma Gandhi to help the child stop, I think, taking sweet. And then Mahatma Gandhi said, no, you'll bring your child after this period. Then the parent was like, yeah, I thought the guy was just going to, so when that time comes, the parent takes back the child. Mahatma Gandhi says, you young man, don't take sweets again. So the parent asks, why didn't you say that last time? He says, because I was also still taking sweet, so I couldn't stop him. So parents, as we are struggling to create a safer screen for our child, let us also first work on ourselves. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure having you. Austin Mukalas is my name. I've worked with Jonah Jal, Momuza, and very many other people out there to see that you have this image. Next on your TV is Soul Moment. And from the entire team, it's a good night.
Family Hour, empowering families one episode at a time.